When it comes to weddings, everyone wants the perfect day. But unless you have access to unlimited funds, it's I do, but at what cost?
No bride wants to think she's not going to have a wedding day because her groom is still married.
I just feel everything is going wrong. He's got laryngitis. He's not feeling well.
Personally sick of lawyers, dealing with him for the last 12 months.
On the blue.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Right now, you'd rather upset the bride. You are upsetting the bride.
Weddings are a pleasure. Weddings are a panic. Weddings are a pricey proposition. Meet Rob and Amy, just married. They had the wedding of their dreams, but paid the price for it. Let's look back at what they faced in the weeks leading up to their big day.
My name is Amy. I'm 25 years old. I was born in Kitchener and have 3 older sisters. I was on a cruise in the Mediterranean last year, and I met Rob, the love of my life. All my life, I've dreamed of getting married by the water, and this is it. My dream is for real.
Aw, what an adorable couple. From what I heard, Rob, who's from Wales, met Amy on a cruise. 6 months later, Rob proposed and moved to Canada. Their love knows no limits. Too bad you can't say the same about their budget. And at the end of the show, we'll let you know just how much their wedding set them back.
My absolute favorite thing of the whole day was just the sunshine, my beautiful Robbie at the end of the aisle, and all the smiling faces of my friends and family around us.
Oh, it was a glorious occasion, but getting there wasn't all sunshine. So let's go back to the beginning and see what really happened.
From the beginning, I thought Evette would be great because I was taking a course, I was really busy. She was getting things in gear, so it was going to be our day.
Meet Evette, the wedding planner. She was enthusiastic about Amy's wedding, but not her budget.
At the end of the day, all these details don't matter. Whatever's happening, whatever's not going right, you probably won't know half of it, so don't even worry about it. It's my job to make sure that whatever might be happening will be taken care of before you or anyone else knows about it.
I know you've done some things already, but what we'd like to do today is talk about a framework for your wedding, talk about what it is you want to do, what kind of wedding you'd like to have, the dream wedding, and then we're going to talk about how much all that costs and what your actual budget is, and hopefully the two are going to meet somewhere in between.
Well, we want it fun and lively and pretty.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want, love. Is that what you want too?
Definitely, yeah, I do want that.
Now, about the ceremony, you want it outside under the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you thought of any colors?
We like lots of color and we like that warm feeling. And one of Rob's favorite colors is purple, so we're thinking of like a great color.
Okay.
Out of the two of us, Amy is the strongest negotiator by far. I'm a bit of a soft Brit, if I should say. Where I just go, yeah, whatever. That's my usual saying, but Amy's very strong. She's after a deal. Amy likes deals, and she does work very hard for it, and she's very good at it as well.
So how many guests do you think you'll have? What's
Around 100,
your list?
115.
Well, that's
115,
Well,
right?
we originally had like 130. We're not really sure how many people we can invite. The place that we chose, or I happened to choose on Rob's and my behalf, was the Water Lot, and they're very expensive. A lot more than we were ever planning on spending. Most places are around 30 or so.
Right.
This is 65 per plate. That doesn't even include alcohol. That was a major challenge, was trying to figure out how can we get this place that we want that's picturesque. It's an outdoor tent by the water, and get it in a price range where we can get all the people that we want to be here.
You know, the greatest way to cut your budget is by reducing the number of guests. Every time you cut, 10 people, that's, $700. That's a lot of money.
We've only set out like 3 people for round, so it's really only mine.
3 people. Okay, well, you can't take those away.
Yeah, so I guess it's my side. So.
Yeah. Rob and Amy are terrific. They have so much energy. They're very much in love. They are eager about their wedding, but they're not very organized, and they're not great with money.
But they're in love. Who cares about money?
Rob and I have talked about the budget, and sometimes when he's like, oh, Amy, relax, don't worry. I'm like, Rob, we can't afford it. So you say not to worry, and I would love not to worry about it. But if we don't have the money and my parents are footing the bill, or the majority of the bill, then we have to stay within budget. So it's going to be a big deal if we don't worry about it now.
If it goes over, I'll just work harder, just to pay for it. So that's all I'll do. Because I know Amy and myself will just have such a perfect day. So money's not a problem. I don't find money a problem. So.
Money may not be a problem, but Rob waiting for divorce papers from a previous marriage was something that Evette could not ignore.
Rob, so I understand that you are still waiting for your divorce paper
To be finalized.
come through.
Yeah, it should have been long gone.
Right. You know that from the time you receive your papers, there's a 31-day grace period,
What do you
which
mean?
means you are not allowed to be married for 31 days at least.
I'm shocked. I like knowing everything and feeling like I have an idea of what's going on. So to hear this is really disconcerting for me.
My ex-wife has delayed virtually everything by 100%. We didn't think it would be an issue 5 months ago. It obviously is a slight issue now, but hopefully it'll be resolved before the big day.
What we can do is go to City Hall, speak with the Justice of the Peace there, see if we can speed up the process. We should definitely look into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No bride wants to think she's not going to have a wedding day because her groom is still married.
Looks like the emotional cost of this wedding might exceed the financial cost.
So I've got a number here as to what I think everything will cost. What is it that you were hoping things are going to cost?
This magic little envelope.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
For us guys, it's so easy. Once you get married, you never have to worry about your paycheck anymore. You just give it to the wife. You know,
You always gave me your paycheck.
So simple. You don't have to worry about cashing it. She'll cash it for you.
When you're planning a wedding, costs can rise faster than gas prices on a holiday weekend. But at what point does I do become IOU? At the end of the show, we'll reveal what our couple paid for their conjugal bliss.
I think Yvette's greatest concern with our budget was that it was too small. You know, she understands that we only have so much to spend, but we wanted a beautiful wedding and we wanted to be outside, and we picked an expensive venue.
Maybe a cookout would have been a better option.
So we had started at 115 guests, and we were talking about ways to save money, and one of the ways we talked about is to eliminate some of the guests. So has that happened? Are our numbers down a little bit?
We have to pay for, you know, everyone that we quote for. So if we quote for 104 and only 100 show up, we're still paying for 104. Is it better to quote you below a couple because then you can just charge us for the extra two, or you know, whoever show up? Or
The best way to work with the guarantee is 72 hours in advance. Give me the guarantee number. And along with the guarantee is not just the food, we have to make sure we have a chair for everybody. So if at that point they're coming, then we should plan on them being here.
We really wanted an open bar, which would have been great. But again, if you don't have the budget, you can't spend it.
The wedding invitation should have read BYOB, not RSVP.
One thought we would do, we would bottle our own wine. So we went to the wine expert, bottled just the wine just for after the ceremony.
But it tasted good, and we only had a few wine connoisseurs in the crowd, so I didn't hear any
And
complaints.
we're still drinking it today.
Yeah. The dress was expensive, but I worked really hard to get the best price for it. I always said I would never spend this much on a dress. Someone at school said, oh, their daughter's dress was $700 and I could buy it off them. I was like, I would never spend $700 on the dress. Well, I did. I spent more than that.
do you think the beautiful?
Looks a bit tacky to me.
Meet Amy's Aunt Donna, who always had something to say.
Something not so ornate, my God.
It's not that. She's gonna look like a little princess that she is.
Nice dress, Amy, but nothing compares to Aunt Donna's leopard print bargain. Should have gone dress shopping with Aunt Donna.
My daughter probably won't want to be seen with me, or anyone else for that matter.
Well, maybe not. So the bride splurged,
Very elegant. You look like Dolly Parton in the top, though.
but the groom didn't want to be outdone.
So their budget has been pretty good up until now, but I heard that Rob went into a really snappy store, and instead of renting a tuxedo, he's now buying an Armani suit. So that is going to affect our budget for sure.
I love this. This is just That's amazing. I've never looked so smart in my life, to be honest. And I'm looking forward to the day and walking down with Amy after the end of this. So, yeah.
We, back in Britain, think 50 or 60 quid for a suit is quite expensive, but when you get a couple of $1,000s worth of suit to wear, yeah, it's going to be some sort of suit.
Hey, looking dapper, Robbie. Looking dapper.
How's the pant feel? I'm impressed.
It does look good. It really does. I hate to admit it because if I admit it, that means it's coming out of her pocketbook, but I like it.
The budget went like boom.
So it was time to start cutting corners.
The cake was awesome.
Great. Lainey done a cracking job.
Yes. I know we didn't spend a whole lot on our cake, but it meant so much more to us because my best friend Lainey made it.
I basically just said to her, what do you want, round or square? And then she said round, and I said, okay. And she said, whatever you can do, that'd be great. She said Rob likes chocolate cake, and she likes strawberry filling, so I did a chocolate cake with a chocolate mousse and a white cake with a strawberry filling.
It tasted awesome. The water lot loved it so much, they were really encouraging everyone else to eat it. Yeah. I wasn't sure when we first picked up the flowers. I thought, oh, I like the ones with a little bit more yellow fading to the orange in the middle. It was just so cheerful and colorful, and Evette was really opposed to them.
The Gerbers by themselves, you know, for a bouquet, I don't think they're that interesting. So I think if for the same price, if we can add a little variety, I think that would be great. I think that would be nicer.
True. I really do like the looks of just the Gerbers too. What do you think, hon?
Stands out well.
Yeah. And it's classy too. It looks funky and... Evette was persisting about, well, okay, well, let's continue to look, even though I was like, you know, I really like these, actually.
I really think we should do something beautiful with your bouquet. I mean, even if we did just a few roses, like take a look at these roses, for example. They would go beautifully with your colors.
I know what you mean, but roses are so common.
Yeah, you think so? But
I do like
more of
the
a bridal. Yeah, this is an unusual flower for a bride, though.
How many times do I have to say, I know what you're saying, but I really like the Gerbras.
If I recommend something, it's because I truly believe it will make a difference. It'll be a better day.
You can't always get what you want, Evette. But did Amy get what she could afford?
She wants the Gerberas. She's feeling pressure to change. Just want to reconfirm that she likes what she had.
I love this, but she doesn't love it.
Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Just stay with what you like.
I think they really suit you.
I did. I totally love them. In the end, it was beautiful. It was cheerful, colorful, pretty. I like the flowers.
It was done first class, but very tastefully done. Lots to eat, lots to drink, had a band, singer, remember?
I don't remember the singer,
I remember the singer, yes.
With a little imagination, it's possible to create the wedding of your dreams. But Amy never imagined how much she would struggle to stay on budget. At the end of the show, we'll reveal how she managed. Everything seemed in order, except 2 weeks before the wedding, one minor detail remained.
One of our greatest concerns, obviously, was getting Rob's divorce papers from Wales. If the documents come in on Monday, for example, is it still theoretically possible to get married?
You said for this coming Monday?
Yeah.
If you get all of the proper documentation in on Monday, you can come to the office anytime between Monday and Friday and get your license.
Hey.
Ideally, most people get married legally on the day that they get married.
As the divorce papers didn't come through like they were expected to, I was like upset because...
Really upset.
Didn't want to let Amy down. Personally sick of lawyers, dealing with them for the last 12 months.
We're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. This is our wedding day. And this is what will always be our wedding day for us. Our wedding planner, Evette, and I, we obviously had two very different styles. I don't know how much I like this pink. The pinks.
I think the colors work well together, actually. I
wonder if we need it. Like, it looks fine, but it's
nice. It just
I think it looks tacky.
Aunt Donna, you don't like it?
No, I think it's
What part
terrible.
of it don't you like?
I don't like these. These look terrible.
I don't like I think the blue is a little bit
too fake looking.
Yeah.
Maybe I was being too pushy. I was making suggestions. She didn't want them. I kept bringing them up. She kept saying no.
I do like the look, but technically, I mean, it's not a necessity.
Yeah.
After we got back from the dress rehearsal, Evette wanted to go for a walk and just talk about things, how we were feeling leading up to the wedding. It's made it harder to make decisions instead of, like, it felt like kind of creating Evette's vision as opposed to Amy and Rob's vision.
Right.
She wanted the best for our wedding, but I think, again, we just had different ideals of what the best wedding for us versus her idea of what the best idea for us would have been.
I'm really glad you said what you had to say, because I want you to have your day.
I know, and I totally appreciate, like, everything
Oh, stop, you two. You're gonna make me cry.
On the day of the wedding,
Evette was just absolutely awesome.
spot on, as Rob would say.
Spot on.
When we woke up in the morning of the wedding, it was absolutely pouring down the rain.
And then the tears started flowing in addition to the rain. Not mine, but Mama G's.
Just went out and checked if there's puddles in the tent.
It's gonna be all muddy. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional right now. I just feel everything is going wrong. She's got laryngitis. He's not feeling well, and just one thing after another. Their steak and dough was like this too. It was just flooding. We looked at indoor-outdoor carpeting, but I think that's the water lot's job to be looking after. You can't have people sitting with puddles at their feet. So we couldn't talk to anybody. There was nobody available. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
My heartbeat's gone up a little bit because time's ticking and we're getting close.
It's 2:08. It's still saying thunderstorm for this afternoon. And last I saw was 60% chance of thunderstorm. So we still got 4 out of 10 chances of hitting it good. So.
Hey guys, 10 minutes to take off. I'm having a hot flash.
Rain or shine, will our bride make it to the mud patch? I mean, altar.
This is what it looks like on a regular basis. This is the Gowdens. This is our family.
The lipstick that you gave me, I know. But even though I just had like
Hair.
We're late, but a bride's always supposed to be late, eh?
Uh-oh, careful with that cake.
On the way to the wedding, Lainey's holding cake. The cake started sliding. And that was just the beginning of it. I need to get changed. Where's my dress? I have no idea.
We're missing Amy's dress at this point. We're assuming that my mom picked it up and put it somewhere, but we just don't know that yet, and she hasn't arrived.
I accept full responsibility that the dress was left behind. To be honest, I didn't pack my dress. Speaking of which, where's my shoes?
So Amy forgot a few things, like the dress, the garter,
Toe
the
ring.
shoes, toe ring, basically what she was meant to wear for the day.
I'm just gonna stand here and wait till someone arrives and hope that they have it.
Meanwhile, at a pub nearby, Rob's nerves were under control, thanks to a good old Welsh tradition, beer.
Wedding dress.
I can't believe we missed the wedding dress.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, but it was the something blue part she still had to contend with. Blue room, that is.
I had my heart set on the blue room. It's also the room that you were expecting because those were all the pictures I'd sent you. I was really disappointed to learn that they had double booked our honeymoon suite.
It's okay, it's okay.
But I only had down for them for the suite for the whole time.
I'm getting married. We booked this months in advance. This is our room.
So it's more important for just regular guests than for someone on their wedding day? Because right now you're upsetting. Right now you'd rather upset the bride than your regular guests. We're happy to get anybody. You are upsetting the bride.
In the end, she was able to get that room for us and we were able to move back up. But it didn't have to be as bumpy as that road was to get that room back.
He was actually trying to stop his lip from trembling coming down the aisle.
I was trying to keep from crying.
When you're planning to walk down the aisle, it's I do, but at what cost?
So I almost didn't make the wedding. I forgot my dress, my shoes.
And I didn't know any of this was going on.
No matter what the budget, is it ever big enough? In a moment, we'll reveal what Rob and Amy shelled out for their big day.
After all that craziness, the sun came out, we started on time, and Amy just looked beautiful coming down that aisle. Wow, absolutely stunning. Amy, with this ring, I marry you.
You are and always will be the love of my life.
We did it. The sun came out, the rain held off, they're married.
Well, not exactly. The little matter of divorce papers not coming through didn't stop the wedding or the spending.
The reception was a blast. Everyone we talked to said they had so much fun. We were dancing all night long. It was just so much fun, and that's what we really wanted. It was important to us.
The wedding was delightful, but now it's time to pay the piper.
Our original budget for the wedding was $11,000.
The wedding cake that Lainey made us was perfect and delicious. It was a very generous wedding gift.
The flowers are absolutely stunning, and they are definitely worth $200.
DJ Dan took care of the music all night long, and his fee was $850.
The photographer was good to work with on our wedding day, and we paid him $1,000.
I couldn't picture a better dress than the one that I had for my wedding day. For the dress and accessories, it was $1,300.
Evette was great and super organized. Her fee, $2,000.
Robbie looked terribly handsome in his tux. For his tux and accessories, it was $2,500. Please note, that is way more than my dress.
The venue, including food and corkage fees, came to $8,950.
And we actually spent $18,710.
So we went over budget by $7,710, and I think it was worth absolutely every penny.
Because we have each other.
The cake is devoured, the money is spent. Now, the only thing left to do is for Rob and Amy to actually get married, legally.
Why did she have to have so many bridesmaids? I don't know. I just guess I had a lot of friends.
I had a lot of friends also.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
did.
want to upset my
We
friends.
called them all.
Hey.
Well, I let him wear the pants in the family, but I wore the belt that held it up.
That's gonna leave a mark.